So I just came back from vacation where I went to Universal Studios Hollywood and Disneyland. So let's take a look at some of the stuff I bought.
It's morphin' time!
Hello, this is Soundout here, and this is my Halloween 2024 haul from Disneyland and Universal. I just went on a trip with some friends. We went for Halloween Horror Nights and Oogie Boogie Bash, both of which I filmed a lot of footage of, and I'll put something together for Halloween, because I think that'd be fun as a Halloween video. But, you know, kind of we went to both events back to back, lots of walking. I've not walked that much in forever, so it was a little much, but had a great time. And then we also tacked on an extra day at Disneyland. So I decided for this video to just kind of do this little haul video. I got stuff, they're sitting on the floor at the moment. I'll just show you what I got because, and I also want to talk about some of the merchandise experience because I found I bought more food than merchandise. But in general, the reason this video is happening is because I just got back, like, what is it? I'm filming this on a Monday. I got back on Saturday, and I got a big video coming out Friday that I need to work on. So I was like, let me knock this one out, like, now. So it's just going to be kind of a little bit of a casual chat video. Like I said, I'll do, like, a big video for Halloween with the footage I shot at Horror Nights and Oogie Boogie. Maybe, like, a compare and contrast video of Disney versus Universal's events, because I think they're very different, but also kind of similar at the same time. And I think it'd be kind of interesting to talk about that in the context with a lot of cool footage of villain interactions and horror mazes and stuff. I had a great time. I feel like totally refreshed and energized. And I also just really want to work on Friday's video being the Dragon Ball viewing guide. Before we get into the haul stuff though, shameless plug time. 2 videos went up at the wrong times, and I tried to take them down and then publish them back at the correct times, but they just didn't go to people's sub boxes. It was the Gundam, Witch from Mercury, and Kukuru's Doan Island Blu-ray and the Blu-ray haul for Q3. So if you haven't seen either of those and you're seeing this one, you're like, I missed those 2 videos. Hey, you got 2 videos to go check out. They completely flew under the radar, algorithm stuff. I tried to get them to go back to what they should have been, but now I know that once the genie's out of the bottle, you can't put the genie back in. So those 2 videos, you may not have caught them, so go check them out if you haven't. I liked both of those. I liked how both turned out. So go check them out that after this video. Also hit subscribe and the notification bell and the like button and hit the comments. All that stuff helps the channel. We got to kind of recover from those 2 videos going out at the wrong times. And like I said, big video coming Friday, which will be the Dragon Ball viewing guide. So that's going to be great. And I also got to get working on that because I shot it before I left, and now I want to reshoot it because I just came up with like 3 new ideas how to make it better. So that's going to be Friday's video, but of course, let's get on to today's video. It's going to be, this is kind of a shorter, it's a vlog style. I've been talking 3 minutes. Let's look at some stuff. Let's start with Universal because I think we went to Universal first, and we're going to Horror Nights. And Horror Nights was amazing. Like, it's just, I've been to Horror Nights once before. This is my 2nd time. It's just a completely different experience, even though it has like the same template of like, oh, you go to haunted mazes, and then the studio tour is like a outdoor maze experience where you get to walk on the actual Universal backlot sets, which is amazing. We got a photo in front of the Psycho house. And yeah, I paid the $22 for the digital photo, because how could I not? I absolutely love that stuff, and I love when Universal's just like, here, go on this stage. The Universal Monsters maze this year was built on stage 12, which was the stage they shot Frankenstein on. It was the most amazing thing. But I will talk about more of that later in the other video. I just wanted to kind of like tease it a little bit. It was amazing. So Horror Nights is great. But before then, we bought tickets so we could go in at 2 p.m. Instead of at 6, I think. I think 6 is when you get in normally, but it's like 2. And then that allowed me to go to the other parts of the park. I hadn't been to Super Nintendo World yet, so I went to Super Nintendo World. I bought the Yoshi Power-Up Band. These are not required to enjoy Nintendo World, but if you buy them, you can play little mini games and unlock like a special like Bowser Jr. challenge room, which is super cool. And one of the things I really liked about this was that I was the only one in my group that had a Power-Up Band. I was the only one that bought it. But basically, each of the challenges there was a couple of them where you could like play it as a group and it's a little bit easier, and my friends were allowed to come in and play the games, even though I was the only one with the power-up band. They didn't have to have a band to play the game. It was just I was the one that got the points and the credit from the band, and I thought that was super cool. Even the Bowser Jr. challenge, like I had to unlock the door with my power-up band once I got all 3 keys, but they got to come in and play the game too, which was super awesome, and I love that, and I hope Universal keeps doing that because Disney, like one of my friends has a Magic Key, and there was some like Magic Key exclusive stuff at Oogie Boogie, but only he could go through it. Like we couldn't go with him. We had to wait for him on the outside, which just felt lame. Like it's like, well, that person's got a Magic Key. It was the day after we went to Universal, and they were like, yeah, come in and play the games, have fun. It was about fun. It's like as long as someone had this, you could have fun together, and I think that was super cool. I love Nintendo World. It was amazing. I've shot some footage of that. Do I include that in the Halloween video to make a separate video? I don't know. I just took my camera and I filmed like hours of stuff. So Nintendo World, super duper fun. Power-Up Band, super worth it. I actually really like it. For those that don't know how they are, it's interesting because they're not like one of those like normal band styles where you have to like wrap it like a watch band. It's like a slap wrist band that you just like wrap around your wrist. And it holds pretty good. I never had any issues of it falling off. Like I wore it the entire time I was in the land. You can scan your Mario Kart coins when you ride the Mario Kart ride, which was super cool. I had a lot of fun. This was like $42, and it works as an amiibo, so it's not completely useless at home. But you know, next time I go to Universal, I'm definitely bringing it with me because I had so much fun playing the games. Like it felt worth the purchase, and I think also what helped make it feel worth it was that it wasn't just me that got to play the games for the money I spent. Like my friends got to come with me, and I think that was super cool. So that was my Nintendo purchase. I didn't buy anything else. I just didn't feel like the specific stuff was more expensive, but that's just what I picked up for Nintendo Land, and I had a great time. Okay, so the thing we did, this is a good strategy for Horror Nights, for those that want to know. If you get the 2 p.m. ticket, go earlier and go to City Walk and like do your souvenir shopping ahead of time, because a lot of the shops sell similar things that were in the park. So we did the souvenir shopping, and then we took all our stuff to the car, and then came back and went in for Horror Nights, for our 2 p.m. for Horror Nights thing. Also, the 2 p.m. ticket lets you go to the Horror Night mazes at like 5:30. So, hot tip, if you're going to Universal Hollywood, get the 2 p.m. ticket. It's worth the extra money because you can kind of get in and you can get started earlier than the regular ticket does. Unless you're local. If you're local, you probably wouldn't worry about it as much, but if you're coming from out of town, definitely that extra jump on the time was helpful. But anyways, in some of the shops, they had some of the Studio Tour 60th anniversary merch left, and this is like a tram car from the Studio Tour. I haven't opened it. I think it's just a normal car. I don't think it has like a pullback feature or anything. This was originally $20, but all the Studio Tour 60th stuff was on sale, so I only paid like $5 for it, which is perfect. It's super cool. I love park-specific merchandise like this. This is the kind of thing I go for when I'm at the park. I'm like, let me buy a ride vehicle. I buy ride-related stuff or stuff that's specific to the parks. When I see just like, oh yeah, here's a T-shirt with Mickey Mouse on it, I'm like, okay. But if it's like T-shirt of Mickey Mouse and he's riding Space Mountain, well, that's different. That's Space Mountain. I like park-specific stuff and stuff I can't get anywhere else, and this is definitely in that. They had a ton of stuff for the Universal Monsters. Here's a picture. They had a bunch of Creature from Black Lagoon stuff. Too much for me to like buy everything. Obviously, I could have spent easily like a couple $1,000s in there. There was a lot of Universal Monsters stuff because it's the Halloween season, and that was super cool. There was like plushes and t-shirts and things. But the things that caught my eye were these magnets. So these are like your fridge magnets, right? They got the magnetic strip. They're on kind of a cork-like material, but they're three-dimensional. And they're one for each of the most iconic monsters. So there's Dracula, but you can kind of see how he sticks up and around the edge, which is just super cool. We've got the Mummy. I do like how they mention the taglines, like "Thou shalt rise again." Like they have some of the taglines. They're very vintage postery. They're very also not necessarily like likenesses to the actors. There's the Bride of Frankenstein. They look a little bit more like evergreen design, but these caught my attention. And yeah, they were like $12 a piece, which, I mean, theme park prices for magnets, but like these are super cool. These are something I can't get anywhere else. and it's something I really love because I love my monsters. I love my classic monster stuff so much. And that they had 6 of them. The Black Lagoon and the Bride were the 2 that they had the least of, and I don't know if that's because they stocked less of them. I think Bride was probably the most popular. But yeah, I was like, oh, maybe I should just get the Wolfman. But then I was like, no, let me... Actually, one of my friends was like, why aren't you buying all of them? And I was like, good point. Why am I not buying all of them? So that was super cool. I think that was like one of my favorite pickups for sure. At one of the other stores, I guess we can look at this. I got a Halloween Horror Nights t-shirt. Me and my friends, we all bought matching t-shirts. And this year we picked this one with like kind of the cuter, brighter color design with the pumpkins and stuff. It was just super cool. But at that same shop, they had like the Minion stuff. Oh, almost spoiled them. They had like the Minion stuff and Illumination stuff in there. And I don't usually buy Minions merch. My mom usually buys Minion merch. I like the Despicable Me movies. I like them more for the Gru and his family storyline more than the Minion part. But Frankenbob had to come home with me. Look at him. He's he's perfect. They had this one, and they had like a mummy that was another Minion. But Frankenbob here, I looked at him and I said, I think I have to have him. And I was like, I hope he's not too expensive. He was $25. And Universal merch usually runs a little more expensive than Disney merch. It's interesting. Universal, lower ticket price, higher merch and food price. Disney, higher ticket price, lower food and merch price. But like, the Disney merch prices have creeped up a little bit, so it just makes Disney feel more expensive. Universal, I don't know. Universal Hollywood for me, bigger bang for your buck. But yeah, he was $25. The much smaller mummy one was like $20, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy one. And I love my Frankenstein stuff more than I like my mummy stuff. If you haven't seen Month of Monsters, where I put myself in a Frankenstein mask and nearly died from like not being able to breathe, go check out Month of Monsters. It's fun, especially when I have to keep fighting copyright disputes over royalty-free music. Hooray! Anyways, Frankenbob, he had to come home with me. I mean, how could I not? Also, when I brought him home, I was like, look at him, and my mom was like, oh, he's so cute. He's like the Minions. And I was like, yeah, he's my Minion. This is my Minion. This one's mine. He's great. And I got a cool photo. They had a display with like all the Minions dressed as all the monsters, and I had to get a photo with that. Anyways, Minion Bob, he's fun, but he's Frankenbob, and that's what makes him like, I had to get him. They also had like a popcorn bucket or a drink cup with him on it, but I was like, no. The plush is nice. He's nice and soft, and he's huge. Like, he's big, he's chunky. He's mine. He's mine now. Let's go to the Disneyland merchandise now. So maybe because I spent more money at Universal already, I didn't buy as much at Disneyland for me. I bought some stuff for friends and family, but I didn't buy as much for me because I couldn't find things at Disneyland and California Adventure that I was like, oh, that's like the kind of stuff I really love. I found some stuff, but not as much as years past. Years past, I'd be like, I'd buy a bunch of things, but like Star Wars, Marvel, I usually buy that stuff. Haunted Mansion or anything like that, just light. And I'd find some things I liked, but they were just so expensive that I just couldn't justify it. Like these reaction 2-packs of Haunted Mansion characters, Nightmare Before Christmas characters, right up my alley. Why are they $50 for 2 figures? I don't get it. Anyways, so I didn't buy that much Disneyland and California Adventure merch because a lot of it was unappealing to me, and then a lot of it was just more expensive than it should be. So this is what I ended up with. I do a lot of penny collecting, like the pressed pennies. I didn't find too many new pressed pennies over what I normally have, but I needed a new album because my previous ones were full. This is the design for this year. It's fun. It's got kind of a classic look to it. I did get 16 new pennies. So we got the top 8 are new Toy Story ones. They replaced the machine outside the Buzz Lightyear ride, so now there's 8 new ones as opposed to the 3 I had before. And then these 8 ones are for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which was new for me. I hadn't seen it yet. Toontown is like completely revitalized by this ride. It's delightful. Absolutely love it. Yeah, it's a lot of screen-based stuff, but it's like cartoon and it's 2D animated, and I like that. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway was great, and afterwards I was like, I need those pennies. And then I bought the penny album because I was like, I need another one. So I'll take this with me next time I go to Disneyland, hopefully next year, and hopefully fill it up. There's not as many penny machines as there are. They're doing collectible medallions, and that doesn't have the same vibe because they're just like, here's a big coin, and I'm like, I like the pressed pennies. I also did like when you press your own pennies. Now they give you these nice shiny ones. But there's also a benefit to this because there's 8 of them. And then it's like, oh, just insert a $5 bill and you get all 8 at once. And that's a lot less than trying to get enough quarters and pennies to crank your way through the entire thing. So that's pretty nice. Let's go through the Disney pins. I like collecting pins. I don't ever trade pins, but I like collecting them. This was one of the Oogie Boogie Bash exclusive pins. This one glows in the dark, and it's pretty cool. They had a couple different Oogie Boogie pins. This one I just really liked with the wireframe look on Oogie, just like the really big thing. Rest in peace, Ken Page, voice Oogie Boogie. He passed away the day after I went to Oogie Boogie Bash. There's also some of these little icons of the villains, but really cool pin. Just a really cool design. In the Marvel shops, I was looking around because I like Marvel stuff, but a lot of it felt samey. They had like the Infinity Gauntlet and like all the Infinity Stones and the objects the stones came with, and that's cool, but I was also like, I'm not going to spend $1,500 here. But I was in the Guardians of the Galaxy shop, which has a good pin section, and I was looking at characters, and I was like, oh, X-Men 97 came out this year, and Deadpool Wolverine came out this year. They probably got some cool X-Men pins. I didn't see any Deadpool and Wolverine pins, which was weird. And the only X-Men pin I found was Storm. And I kept looking at all the pin stands at every shop and the pin kiosks. Storm was the only one. Now, this is not a complaint from me, because Storm is my favorite X-Men, but I thought there'd at least be more X-Men than just Storm. I mean, if you're only going to do one X-Men thing, Storm is the way to go, but like, it was just kind of weird there was no like Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, Cyclops. Like I was like, oh, I thought she was part of a series, but ultimately I only found Storm. But at least I got Storm, and she's really cool. And next to her on the pin rack was Daredevil. And I think this is the first Disney Daredevil merch I've found. Don't quote me on that, because I'm sure Disney's produced other Daredevil merch. I have like a t-shirt that has Daredevil on it, but like as part of a collage of characters. I know they've done other Daredevil stuff. It's just there's no like toys, and I don't know. This is the first Daredevil pin I have that's in like the Disney pin style. It's not like a Marvel Unlimited pin. And we went to a Disney outlet store after we went to the parks, and I found this Marvel's pin that was on sale for $4. I love this movie. I'm so sad it didn't get the love I think it deserved, but there we go. Got another Marvel's pin for the board. So the Disney parks have these little plushes called Wishables. They look like this. I didn't actually buy him at California Adventure. I didn't buy him at Avengers Campus. I ordered him online because sometimes they have stuff online that should be in the parks, and then it's just not. Like, there was no Inside Out 2 merch, for example, in the parks, which was bizarre considering that was like their highest grossing movie of the year. Again, no Deadpool and Wolverine stuff. I could find anything. I know those are like expensive t-shirts for Deadpool and Wolverine. That was it. Anyways, so this Spider-Man is kind of what your average Wishable plush looks like. It's like a little cute character, and they're squishy, and they're fun. What they usually do is they have one character that you can get singly. You know what it is. So in this case, Spider-Man for the Avengers Campus wave. And then the other 4 are in blind bags. And I don't collect these a ton, but I have some of them. I remember I blind bagged the Star Tours ones for May the 4th one year, and I got the Captain Rex from Star Tours, which was the one I wanted. And I ordered it from Shop Disney. And I did the Guardians of the Galaxy ones because Shop Disney had them on sale, and I just bought 4 bags, and I just bought the 1 or 2 I needed off of eBay to finish the set. But I was like, oh, they have Avengers Campus. And so I ordered Spider-Man, but I was like, I'm not going to order any blind bags because I don't want most of these. This wave was weird. You've got the Web Slingers ride vehicle, which is just a box with a face. The Shawarma, which is winking at you, which is like, I don't want a plush of food. That's just weird to me. The Quinjet also looked kind of odd. It was a little cute, but it was kind of odd. But the SpiderBot, oh, he's adorable. I wanted the SpiderBot. So I figured, because they're so different shaped, as opposed to like Guardians of the Galaxy, where they would all be like this, they're so differently shaped. I was like, I can figure out which one the SpiderBot is. So me and my friends were feeling around the packages. We're like, oh, that's probably the Quinjet. Oh, that's definitely the Web Slingers. And we finally got one that was like, oh, that felt like the SpiderBot. And the cashier was like, oh, which one are you hoping to get? And I was like, I hope the SpiderBot. And she felt the package. She's like, that feels like a SpiderBot. It was a SpiderBot. Here he is. It's really easy to find him because he's got the 8 legs and they're like loose. So it's like when you're feeling in the package, you're like, oh, that's 8 individual legs. Nothing else in the series has that. So I got my SpiderBot and he's adorable and I love it. So mission successful. That was like, I have to do this in person so I can make sure I get the SpiderBot and not just one of the other ones because I just didn't have any interest in the other 3. But I got the SpiderBot for sure. And then the last things, because again, I just didn't find much for me. I found stuff for other people, which was nice. But for me, the last couple things I found is I went into Star Trader, which is the shop that's in the you exit Star Tours and then you're in Star Trader. And it's in Tomorrowland. And it's always been Star Wars themed, the entire thing. There's like an X-Wing hanging from the ceiling. There's Stormtrooper armor on display. Like, it is a Star Wars shop. For some reason, only the first entryway part had actual Star Wars merch. And then beyond the entryway was all generic Disneyland merch. Not even Tomorrowland merch, but it's generic Disneyland. There was some Star Wars stuff against the wall. And I was like, what happened? This is supposed to be just the Star Wars shop for all the Star Wars branded stuff. Because Galaxy's Edge is like the non-Star Wars branded stuff. Anyways, it was annoying, but I got a die-cast Starspeeder 1000. So this is the Star Tours vehicle from Adventure Continues, which is the second version of Star Tours. Sorry, I'm going off about my favorite Star Wars ride. We rode Star Tours twice because it had 10-minute wait at like 5 o'clock. It was running so efficient. We just got on it, and then we're like, still a 10-minute wait. We got back on it. So I got the vehicle. This is the modern one. Disney had recently done like this big 3.75-inch scale Star Speeder based on the original Star Tours that had like a video screen that like played the original ride footage and stuff. And I would have liked to got that. And I know some shops in Disney World got a couple. They didn't have any at Disneyland. But this is pretty cool too. I have a smaller, it's up on my wall. I have a smaller one that's like Hot Wheels size. This one's much bigger, which is really nice. And let's see if I can get the camera to focus on it. This is by far my favorite thing I think I picked up. It's got a little door here, which you can see the navigation droid inside. Probably really hard to see at this angle, but there's a little droid in there. It's got the window, it's got the little blasters on the side. The actual landing gear pull down, which is really cool. And it's in the same style of the die-cast vehicles you can buy in Galaxy's Edge, of like all the vehicles and stuff there. Super heavy. It's like a big chunk of die-cast. Star Tours logo on the stand. And it can just kind of float. I have a couple Avengers Campus vehicles of like the Guardians ship and the Quinjet. They're like this. It's theme park specific. There's some other Star Wars vehicles, they sell them in Galaxy's Edge and stuff, that are like just Star Wars vehicles. This is park specific. It's Star Tours. I absolutely love Star Tours. I rode Rise of the Resistance, Millennium Falcon Spoiler's Run. Both are Rise of the Resistance is amazing. That's like one of the most amazing rides. I think it's probably the best Star Wars ride in terms of like a presentation. Smuggler's Run, I've done it a couple times, and it's fun to fly the Millennium Falcon, but it's the same exact mission every single time, so the repeatability is not as fun. Star Tours, they mix up what planets you go to, who's your rebel contact. Like, we saw Ahsoka one time, we saw the Mandalorian the next time. We went to, we did pod racing. It was fun. The Star Tours vehicle went pod racing, which was just amazing. I love Star Tours. It's classic. It's iconic. The original, version of the ride was just one trip, but it was all done practical, so that had a lot of charm. But the new version where you can randomize the planets you go to and you don't exactly know where you're going to go, I think is super fun. And the fact they keep updating it is made it, I think, still my favorite Star Wars ride. And coming off of that ride, I was like, man, I still really do love Star Wars. It kind of reaffirmed that I do love Star Wars, but I don't have to love everything that Star Wars does at the same time. I think that's kind of the important distinction, is that I don't hang on, oh, when's the next Star Wars thing? Like, I'm not obsessed, but when I ride Star Tours, I'm like, yeah, I love Star Wars. And then to bring everything to a close, I bought the Droid Factory Halloween figure for the year, which is R5 Zombie. He's missing a chunk of his head, which I think was great. I sometimes pick up these Droid Factory droids. I don't collect 3 3/4 inch anymore, but I bought the D23 droid because I was buying a Captain Rex from Star Tours. But this is cool. I saw it and I was like, I need one of those. That's just rad. I'm not, like, I said it before, I'm not a zombie guy, but I love the idea that they just carved out part of the mold on the head to make him a zombie. So pretty cool. So that was my haul for my trip. Anything else I bought was food and stuff for other people. I had a good time. I had a great time. I feel energized, even though I walked like 75, 80,000 steps over the course of 3 days. It was a lot, but I walked miles, but I had fun doing it. I think that's the important part. And then I got to rest for a couple days after, which was nice. While still on vacation, just didn't do anything for like 2 days. It was great. I read a ton of comics on my iPad. I had a great time. I'm back. I'm recharged. I'm energized. We're going to go back to normal video stuff, normal stream times, but most importantly, Dragon Ball viewing guide on Friday. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, notification bell, and the subscribe button. That was out of order. Like button, subscribe, notification bell if you haven't already. Appreciate everybody who does that. Leave a comment down below. Tell me something. Tell me how your day's going. This was just, I don't want to call this a filler video, but it's kind of a filler video just so I can kind of make something easy before doing the big, heavy Dragon Ball project. But I had fun just talking. Sometimes I forget I can just sit and talk to the camera and not have to do like a heavily produced, highly edited video. So maybe we'll do more of these. I always say that and then I don't. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this. And let's see, what do we got on the notifications of everything you should know about? Live streams on the YouTube channel every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We got the Discord server in the link below. Come join us, hang out. I posted my haul before I did this video, so you can get like sneak peeks of stuff. Plus, I talk to people down there and I get ideas for things. Channel memberships. You want to help support the channel. It really helps because it gives us a baseline to work off of. That's not the nebulous space that is ad revenue. You can help support the channel directly. We get most of the revenue from channel memberships. You can also get early access to videos. You can get member-exclusive live streams, some other cool perks. Check out the join button down below. Let's give some special shout-outs to our channel members. Special shout-out to our channel members, including our Captain tiers, Spin-54, Toma K, MasterBin95, Jamie's World, Forever1000, BJ Wanlun, Vangel Giorgio, Josh Frisch, Chubby Potato 153, Uncaged Otaku, Clint Jorgensen, Kamen Jojo, Stephen Hino Josa, Muhammad Faiz Daniel, Dominator, Yash Gangakur, RJ Wingo, Doge9789, Alex Alexis, and Brendan Donnellan. Also special shout-out to our new Commander tiers, Sophia Fox and Sab. Thank you all for your support of this channel. Also, you can check out my social media if you wish across most platforms. I'm at Soundout12. My awesome graphic designers on social media and Discord at DarkClaw643. Also, special shout out to him to keep me informed on like stuff going on with the channel as I was gone, which really helped. And check out HeroClub at hero-club.com for entertainment news and more. And until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.